Hey everyone, I'm Skotti from Skotti RNY, and this is my week 121 post-op Roux-en-Y gastric bypass update. Well, hello out there everybody, I hope you guys are doing well. And did you guys have a great week this past week? It's Halloween, happy Halloweeny. As you can see, I've got my costume on, like I wear every day. Yes, that's right. I am fantastic, and I'm going to tell you about my story right now. I am 6'2", 47 years old. My highest weight ever recorded was 419 pounds in August of 2014. I had surgery July 7th, 2015 at Humber River Hospital in Toronto, Ontario, Canada. My surgery weight was 340 pounds. My goal weight was 219 pounds, which I originally reached my goal at week 33. Last week I was 241.4 pounds. And this week I am 237.4 pounds for a loss of 4 pounds. Yeah. Making my loss from surgery of 102.6 pounds and a total loss from my highest weight ever recorded of 189.6 pounds. Yeah. Last week I forgot to put in the points, but anyway. So yeah, I'm down 4 pounds. Yay me. What do I have to contribute to losing 4 pounds this past week? Everything. Well, not everything. A lot of things. I've changed things up like I seem to do all the time. Did again, though. I had my appointment with my dietitian from our clinic last week, and I came away with a couple of good things to put in perspective just how life is now as a post-op weight loss surgery patient. One of the things that I wanted to address was the fact that when the 3 days a week because I work at 2 jobs, 4 days a week, something like that. But 3 days of the week that I worked almost back to back, I have like an hour and 10 minutes or so from one job to another. I could live close enough home. I could go home, unpack stuff, and then have a bite to eat and go back to work for somewhere else. But what I've been finding is I have it in my head, right? Because it's supper time. I need to go home and I need to have supper. And I'm having a hard time finding supper meals, and I don't know what to do to try and eat, that fast. And it's just been bugging me, and I've been just trying to find whatever, even if I try and make things ahead of time, because sometimes I don't always get that hour and change before going back to the place. Sometimes I, have to go to the store, or I run late from my first job. But the one thing she said, though, was, well, realistically, you're not going to be having a supper meal for those times. So don't think of it as a supper. Think of it as you're having a snack, a healthy snack, but you need to eat something between the 2 jobs. But don't label it as a supper, because you're getting hung up on a meal and you're not getting that meal in, and then you're just stressing out about that, and you're just not going to worry about what you're eating. But if you plan, of course, like we all should, right, plan our eating, but geared as being more of a snack, rolling through from one job to another kind of snack to kind of keep you going, and then have something else again when you get home later on, which normally I don't need to have anything at the end of the day because I have my milk of magnesia and prune juice. Yum. But it's like, wow, that kind of makes sense, because again, I just needed that something to hear from somebody else, a different way of eating, whatever. So that's kind of how I've been gearing that now for this past week, was not worrying about it being a meal. It's a snack. So, I've got some more cheese, sliced meats, things like that are easy enough that I can just grab and go and be content with. That's what I'm eating, and not being hung up on the meal thing. So that was good. Another thing she had said was, because I've lost focus in myself, because that's all we do for the first, however long when you're trying to lose the weight. It's all about us, really. Well, we do think about others, but it's focus. I can't eat this. I have to do that at the gym. I can't eat that, whatever. She said, get back into focus, about yourself, to some extent, put yourself as number one, especially when it comes to your eating habits. And as hard as that is, because, we do have temptations from family functions and other things like that. And if you happen to have a family function, a party or whatever, try and keep within your range of what you're normally eating. But if you want to have something that's not your normal, taking that into consideration before you have, okay, so if I have this, then I know for the rest of the day I can't have this or that, like calorie wise or fat wise. You have to kind of make that balance there. Whereas before it was just a matter of, this is what I'm going to eat. Oh, at party I'm going to have some of that, and then go back to what I'm eating and not thinking about the whole thing. So get back onto that, and again, putting yourself as the focus, because if we can't focus on ourselves and we're no good to ourselves, then we're no good to anybody else, right? So in order to get a good, clear mind, we need to do that for ourselves as well. Another thing too, she said, was, what are my top 3 values? Family, work, what do I value? My weight loss surgery, things like that. She said, you notice how the 3 things are not food related? I'm like, well, yeah, you're right. She said, so focus on what's value to you, right? So I'm putting focus on me, number 1 first, but what I value though, right? With my family and with my work and friends and weight loss surgery, those are my values that I need to focus on, and I think we all should, and not focus so much on the food, because it's not one of our top values. Our top value, well, for me, again, my top values are this, this, and this, like I just mentioned. So it's like, yeah, I suppose, right? I should focus more on that, what have you. So I'll do that, which I think has kind of helped this past week, because again, the focus that I'm doing on food is more of a healthy choices again. And again, we know we just need that boot in the arse just to kind of get us going, and that's what I got last week. So very good point about, the values and what we do for values, and how that's not food, for me anyways. So that's a good thing. And another thing she kind of touched on was ACT, the acceptance and commitment therapy treatment. I haven't really looked into that, and I know some of you out there probably do look into things like that, and the whole cognitive aspect of what we're going through. It does make sense to some point, and if I were to get more into it, I'm sure I could probably get more out of it. And some of you may have already done something like that. Let me know if you have or not. Because again, it is a mind over matter kind of thing, right? And we do need to be very mindful of all these things, and cognitive of all these things. So I will look into that, just haven't had time. But we'll see. That wasn't big on my list right now, but those other things really hit home for me. So that's what I'm focusing on, are those things. And my son said, oh, I want to make some pumpkin cookies. We made these at school the other day, and the teacher gave us the recipe. So we made pumpkin cookies on the weekend. I mean, you know what? I tell you, they were delicious. Oh, absolutely. So, of course, I had a couple. I got to try what you're baking, right? Yeah. I didn't eat a dozen by any means, but no, they were really good. So that was my delicious food for this past week. It happened to be a cookie. Excellent. But it was with my son, and that's the main thing. And as far as changing things up as well, gym, gone back to the gym in the mornings, like I had mentioned, and on the treadmill, because I usually use the treadmill, 90-something%, I use the treadmill. There's a 5K trainer on there, so you can get on, set your weight, your level, your speed, and all that. And I've had a really good burn with that. Heart rate's been really good, so I've been doing that, as well as I got back on the stationary bike there and gave that a whirl a few days, and that made a big difference as well too, like just feeling it. And that's what I've wanted to feel, that I hadn't felt in such a long time in the gym, was just that where you just walk out of there just soaking wet and feeling good. So, and I've had that again. So again, I think that is part of the contributing factor of me losing the weight. And again, watching more of what I've been eating. So not perfect, no one's perfect, but a lot better. And aside from that, that's me. How are you? How are you guys? Tell me how you're doing as well. And that is going to be it for this week. All right. Okay, so thanks again to my subscribers. I appreciate your support. You guys are always the greatest. Thank you very much. Don't forget to like the videos, because we always like to be liked, and share it if you want to share it. Okay, buddy, thanks so much. And remember, not every day is fantastic, but at least I have the opportunity to live every day. until next time, take care and bye-bye.